Hi, everybody. I'm Esty Briggs. I'm an emotional intelligence coach and a change management consultant. And in this video, I'm going to give you some proven strategies for regulating emotions. This microlearning is designed to give you strategies that you can use immediately to gain control of a situation when you're feeling strong emotions so that you can choose the skillful response instead of your automatic reaction. So here are some strategies to do just that. First, you have to identify when you're emotionally triggered. Is it imperative that you react immediately? If someone's threatening you or if you're in danger, let your adrenaline drive. Otherwise, these are some strategies that you can use to choose a more skillful response and take over a situation. First, I'm excited to introduce the PEER method. This is a simple 4-step process that gives you a framework for responding when you're in a challenging situation. The acronym is PEER, P-I-E-R. The P stands for pause. When you feel that you're becoming emotionally triggered, hit the brakes. It's time to step away from the situation if you can, take a few deep breaths, and start to interrupt your body's stress response. Next, the I stands for investigate. Pay attention to what you're feeling. Try to name the emotion if you can. In the EQ Masterclass, we say name it to tame it. So if it's frustration, disappointment, anxiety, just the act of getting out of your head and naming the emotion helps bring your cognitive or your executive functioning brain back online. And it's sort of like taking control back from the amygdala, which is our reptile brain, that fight or flight that we get into when we're triggered. So pause, investigate, and then evaluate. So the E stands for evaluate. And here's where you need to think about what your options are for responding. This is usually what we do later after we've already reacted to a situation and we're looking back and thinking about how we should have done things. The goal is to do this part before we respond. So what are your choices in the situation? And what are the possible or potential consequences of each choice? Sometimes the best choice is no choice at the time, other than to say, let's come back to this when we've had a chance to cool down. That's a simple, easy way to just give everybody involved some more time to pick a skillful response and really think about the problem that you're trying to solve. Also, in the evaluate step, I like to invite people to question their assumptions. What is it that you believe about the situation, and is it true? And then last is respond. And so this is where you get to choose your most skillful response based on your evaluation of the situation. Hopefully this is a helpful process for you. I invite you to try it the next time you're feeling emotionally triggered. And then there's some additional strategies I'd like to share. The next is called square breathing. And this is actually a technique that the Navy SEALs use. So I figure if it works for them, it can work for us. And the trick is to breathe in for 4 seconds. So breathe in for a count of 4, and then hold that for 4 seconds. So hold it for a count of 4. Exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold that again for a count of 4. So it's 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, hold it again for 4 seconds. Repeat that 2 to 3 times. The benefits of this are that it can reduce stress and anxiety. It can help bring fresh oxygen to your brain so that you can improve your focus and concentration. It lowers blood pressure, and it enhances your ability to regulate your emotions. The last one I'm going to share with you is called distanced self-talk. And basically, this is talking to yourself, but hear me out. It works like this. When you feel that you're getting emotionally triggered, instead of allowing yourself to just if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time in your head thinking about what's happening. Sometimes we can just spiral and not really get anything but nonstop chatter in our heads. Distanced self-talk is the act of talking to yourself in the third person as if you were a good friend. And what this does is it creates a psychological distance. And this makes it easier for us to manage those intense emotions and think more clearly. So the next time that you feel like you're being hijacked by strong emotions, first try the PEER technique just to slow down and pause. Try the box breathing and or try this distanced self-talk technique. And it might look something like just telling yourself, you know what, you've been through this before, you can do this, you know how to do hard things, you know how to deal with difficult people, you have solved many problems in the past, and you can do this too. Just like you would to a good friend that you're trying to talk through a difficult situation. Sometimes it's easier for us to give that compassion and that patience and that encouragement to another person. And we need to remember that we're just as in need of those things as other people are. And sometimes we have to just give that to ourselves. Last but not least, don't forget to take care of yourself. And I'm also guilty of not doing this, but we really need to prioritize getting out for fresh air, getting enough sleep, keeping ourselves fed, and engaging in activities that bring us joy, even if it's only for 10 minutes a day. We deplete our resources all day long, especially at work. So treating yourself to enjoyable activities is a way to recharge and refill your cup. And the last thought I'll leave you with is to just remember that emotion regulation is a skill that takes practice. And if you don't get it right, don't give up. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and continue practicing. It's just like going to the gym. You've got to put in the reps to build these muscles, and then it'll become easier over time. We need more people in the world that can use these skills. We are in a time right now where it is very difficult for us to engage in debate and have difficult conversations. And so the more people in the world that can regulate their emotions and respond skillfully to difficult situations, I think the better off we'll all be. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful. Download the handout to refer back to the strategies. And if this microlearning was helpful, please be sure to share it with a friend. Thanks for watching.